Hello, I'm going to show you a RPG style board game that you can play in the classroom. For this you need a table or two tables, some dice, some counters, and paper. And it's actually quite simple. This came about because when it got to Halloween, we have a Halloween special at our school where the younger kids come in and we play very basic Halloween games with them. And the older ones, I think it's far too boring. So I thought I would create something which would scare the pants off them. And it did. And I'm very proud of this, which is why I'm showing you. And later today I've got one student, so it's a VIP one-to-one class. I'm going to play it with him. It will not be as exciting as with the class, but you get to see the idea of it. So, you need to get these jobs, pieces of paper with jobs on. So this one here is a thief. So obviously, because I've got two on a page, you'd cut them. I'd spread these across the desk. The thief, doctor, soldier, electrician, I couldn't think of a better one for that, police officer, firefighter, and that's it. And I've asked students to choose what jobs they'd like to do. A lot of people go for police officer because they want to shoot everybody. It's a good idea for them to take a doctor along because they will probably, as they say, KO later on. So, first thing to do, the students, they can go in pairs or whatever you'd like to do. They write their name, and then it says HP here. For those who play games as much as I do, computer games that is, video games, they have to roll a pair of dice, and that will give their health. So if I roll it now, it goes to 9. So that HP is 9. What that means is, if you get hurt, your HP goes down, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when it goes to 0, you are dead. You can be brought back to life by a doctor, resuscitation skill, but that's later. So the thief has got maybe 9 health, they have nothing on them. And then skills, what they can do is unlock some locked doors. And it says X there. So roll the die again. 5. So 5 times they can use that skill. Hide, how many times they can hide? Roll 3 times maybe. Now hide means in the room the monsters will not see them for a go or 2 goes. It's up to you. Run. This skill here says movement +2. What that means is when they roll the dice, that determines how far they can move on a normal board game. So like, there's part of the board. So they get 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The thief is +2. So the thief can move 9 squares any way they want. Not diagonally, of course. Okay, the doctor has a small first aid kit. So that means they can heal people however many times, depends on how many times you roll the dice. Sorry, the die, just 1 in this case. Cure poison, you may need to explain this to students somehow. Again, roll the die. And CPR, infinity, that basically means they can have as many goes as they want as trying to bring their colleagues back to life. Nearly there. Soldier. The soldier has a set of knives, so they can fight with a knife, which is great, I guess. Protect. Now that means they will take half the damage if they look after somebody. So they go in front of them, and if the monster attacks them and it's supposed to take off 6, they'll take off 3. And landmines. You can put landmines around the map, and if a monster steps on it, boom. Electrician. It can fix broken doors or fix electricity. You can use a taser and use night vision goggles, and that's quite important because in my game I knocked out the lights so you couldn't see the monsters or anything. This will all be explained in a moment. Police officer, the policeman, policewoman, they've got a handgun, so shoot bullets, it says there. Roll the dice, and maybe they get 6 bullets, which is quite meagre, but that's all they get. And later on they can maybe pick them up in the house, that's up to the teacher. Tear gas, I can't for the life of me remember what tear gas is. I think it means the monsters can't move for one go. Firefighter, they've got a gas mask, so they can go in some rooms where there's a gas leak. They can use a fire extinguisher to put out the fire, and they can carry people, it says at the bottom there. So that means if someone's in trouble, then they go with them. For example, if person A rolls a 6, they move 6 squares with the firefighter. Then when the firefighter rolls a 3, they move another 3 squares. So get them out of the room quicker. Whew, that's the boring bit done. Okay, so they've chosen their jobs, they've got their number of skills and their health. Then, I'll move the camera out, we dump them into a room. So I'm going to use 3 players, it's better with 6. So, I've got to try and remember what these are now. Let's say the doctor is yellow. The police officer is blue, and the electrician, no, the thief, I like thieves, green. Okay, so we get this tiny little map here, which cut out properly and laminate, so you can use it again in the future. So looking at it, the students will be a little bit like, what is that here? And you obviously help them out with a tutorial at the beginning. So you tell them to look around. So whoever's go it is, say it's the doctor's go first, look around. Now this is where it's all up to the teacher to plan the scenarios. For one class I made it quite basic, and another one I cranked up the horror. And honestly, some of the students were like jumping up and down, going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It was brilliant. So, I'm just going to generally do it. You look around, that person's go. So they roll the die, they've got 3, which is rubbish. Look around. You can see you are in the main hall of a house. In fact, I gave them a pre-story, which was that they went to visit a rich man in his mansion. There's a Resident Evil theme coming up here. And you go for dinner, and you meet other people, and then you drink some wine, and you fall asleep. And you wake up in this main hall. That's the backstory. In the room, you can see there are dead bodies here, here, and here. And they go, oh my god. And over here, there is a table. So, one thing they can do is they can go to see the table, or they don't have enough moves on the dice, or they can check the bodies. So they're going to check the body. 1, 2, 3. Now, totally up to you. I might say something like, you find that this is the body of a police officer. He has a bite mark around his neck, and he has 5 bullets. So the doctor can give 5 bullets to the police officer. Okay? So the body's there. He gets a 7, 1, 2, goes to this point here. I hope you can see it well. Whoa! Good old Peter with his camera, eh? Hope you can see this clear enough. This is a door. Each part's are doors. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he goes to door number 1, and in my example, he's going to say it's locked. So, me being clever, I'm going to go to the little desk in the corner and have a look at the desk, and you open the desk and you find a key, and the key opens this door. So that was, I can't remember how many moves that is, but 5, 6, and you unlock this door. Now this is where the students go, ooh. Remember to cut these out properly, not like me. You open the door and you go through into the next room. And then they'll want to look around. You look around and you can see there is a plant in the corner. There is a clock, a big grandfather clock on here. There is a fireplace here. Sorry, here. And there is a fire extinguisher here. The fire is burning right now. So that's the end of that go. This person's go. Roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. This door is open. Door 3. Get this off the table. You go in through the door. There's a small room here. Do I dare move the camera? It's a small room in here. You can see there are animal heads along the wall. This is a hunting room. So in the room you can see that on the wall here there is a shotgun, a very big shotgun that you can take. The students go, oh great, 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 great. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you want to take the shotgun? Yes, take the shotgun. So you write down on the paper they have a shotgun. With no bullets, I'm afraid. Suddenly, the door closes. You are trapped in the room. You see there is water coming up from the floor. You have 5 minutes or you will die. And you get the watch ready. Go! Like that. And they start panicking. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And what they try and do is they get someone to come back to the door and open the door for them, but it doesn't work because it's broken. Unless they have an electrician, of course, who can fix it. All they have to do, when it gets to 4 minutes 20 or something, give them the clue to put the shotgun back, or to put something back on the hooks. I forgot to mention, on the hooks. Put something else back on there, and the door will open, and they can go out. So don't let them die straight away, it's a bit mean, but let them panic a little bit. So they're okay. So going back up to this room here, I wonder what's the best way to do this. I'm not very good with cameras, you see. This person goes across. For me, I made a secret room here, the fire extinguisher on the fire, and they go through into another little room and pick up some bullets. But nothing is happening yet. It's all a little bit quiet. They go through this room and they see there is a dead, where is it? A dead body on the floor here. I'll show you each of the scenarios as we go. So, he goes up here, the door's locked, he comes back, this changes into a zombie. And the zombie attacks. Now what we do with attacking, it's simple. You roll 1 die. If it is 4, 5 or 6, the zombie hurts you. If it's 1, 2 or 3, it doesn't hurt at all. So it rolls, the zombie attacks. Brrr, it misses. If you want to attack, again, 4, 5, 6. 6, you hurt the zombie. And this is totally up to you how much health the zombie has. I wouldn't tell the students, like the zombie, you hit it 3 times, it dies, or something like that. Because half the fear is not knowing how strong the zombie is. And that's how I felt in Resident Evil 1 when I was attacking zombies. They just kept getting back up. Okay, so we get away from this zombie. And we're going to... The zombie takes a go now. So it'll go... First, second, third... Zombie moves now. And of course, they forget to close the door, as you do. So the zombie goes through the door, and they're like, remember to close the doors. So they close this door and go through. I've got no space on the table, the way I've arranged it for the camera. Let's move up a little bit. Okay. This one goes down like that. You see that very well. This goes to the garden, and you can see there is a gate at the end. This is the front gate, and here is the end of the game. If you can open the gate, you win. But you can see there are some sleeping dogs in the garden. So it doesn't matter who. Come on. And as soon as you go near them, they change into zombie dogs. And the player will panic and run away. Or try and fight the zombies, and they'll get eaten a little bit. But don't kill them. It's a bit mean to kill them. Anyway, they should run back inside, you start chasing after them, and they close the door. And have them bang on the door a bit, to make them feel like the door will go. I like the way zombies, in my game, you can have them break the door. After a couple of goes, they can break through to the next room. Okay, the next room is over here. Move camera again, that one. This corridor here. And this is basically Resident Evil 1 again. Open the door. Maybe you can have it locked. You get the key from somewhere, I don't know, anywhere else. Go through here. As soon as they hit around this corner part, the window smashes, you can make a sound, frightens the hell out of them, and two dogs burst through the windows, and they've got a pincer attack there. So, the police officer, who are you going to attack? You're going to attack this one. Now, with a gun, the interesting thing I like to do with this is, the first attack hits. As long as, anyway, the first attack's fine, you hit it. Yeah, fine, you hit, bang, one hit. The second time, as long as you don't get a 6, it will hit. It hits. If you want to keep going, as long as you don't get a 5 or a 6, it'll hit. And then a 4, 5 or 6. Until your accuracy gets lower and lower. And the reason for that is because you're shooting and then you're going a little bit crazy with your hand. And yeah, I quite enjoy this as the dogs get closer, the dogs get closer. Now, I like to kill the dogs, but actually have them like sleep. So they're dormant and they will come back later. It's a little bit frightening for them. Let's go through to room 2, which is up here. Now in my room 2, it's quite ugly. They are beds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beds. Up again. And in the beds are 4 dead bodies. As always. And you can smell a gas leak when you go in. So, oh, and there's a table at the end there. So you go to get the table. Go towards the table. And you pick up the key. The key can be for, I don't know, this door here or any of these other doors, whatever. Suddenly, boom, the gas explodes and there's a big fire here blocking the area. So you can't get through that door right now. And these zombies wake up. And they're coming for you. That would frighten the pants out of anyone in my class if I played it properly. So they have to get out. You've got a firefighter. Firefighter puts out the fire. Otherwise, it's up to you how you do it. You could have, there's a sink over here, and you have to go to the sink and pick up as much water and put it on the fire. I don't know, whatever. Over this side, 6. This one, I kind of ran out of ideas here for this Resident Evil game. The Silent Hill one I did was much scarier. This goes into an area with a big water pool type thing. Yeah, I think it's a big swimming pool. And over on this side, you can see there's a fishing rod. So you get the fishing rod and you can see something gold shining in the water. You go down there and you can see, you go fishing and you catch it and you pull it up and it's a giant octopus. So I have this big octopus, and if you've got enough counters, you could give it the arms, the tentacles like that, just like that. So it grabs the player and it squeezes health from each go, and you have to attack it in the eye and kill it. Then you can still see something shining, and it's a key to another room. I've lost the page. Oh well. I lost number 9. It's somewhere. Doesn't matter. Oh, that's it. Right back over on this side. You can see the map is really growing now. Some teams prefer to stay together, some like to spread out. But what they'll end up doing is helping each other with their problems. And you can make it as easy and as hard as you want. And make sure when you're getting around they use 2 or 3 dice. 1 is very slow. Okay, so there's number 9. That goes through. They are holes in the ground. And you can see spider webs. In fact, the whole of this corridor is spider webs. You go in, you pick up the key or whatever, and all spiders come out of the hole, and they go through, tiny little spiders. And you have to get back, and they go through the wall, and eventually you will get to room 8 after you've collected all the keys. Oh, my map doesn't fit today, I don't know what's going on. So, there it is, map number 8. It overlaps there, I can't think why it does, it shouldn't do. But they go in, and they can see there is a big picture at the end. You can see a table in the middle. They go to the table, and they find this piece of paper. Now, I did this one for a higher level one. It's still quite an easy clue. It says, made in France, which is first, second and third. Nope, sorry, not that one. The lower one. It says, 6 soldiers went to fight, made 2 lines late at night. One saw a surprise that blew his mind. Is that the goal key you will find? So what they have to do is, they have to get all the players, or as many as they can, to make 2 lines. Doesn't matter how. And then the picture goes up. And they see the key. And when they take the key is for this front gate to win the game. When they take the key, the door closes down and a bomb comes up that says 2 minutes. And underneath the bomb it says this part, made in France, which is first, second and third. And they've got red, white, blue, white, blah, 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 so on. They have to guess the order of the French flag in my example. And when I did this, the excitement, the scream nature, no, it's white, blue, no, it's blue, red, is it white, blue, oh, and they're screaming at each other saying it. And basically, the idea is if they get it wrong, boom, they blow up and everybody dies. But that's a little bit mean. So if they get it wrong, you can say, are you sure, I don't think so. I had a couple of cheats trying to check out the internet on their phones, trying to get the answer for it. Anyway, hopefully they should solve that puzzle. It'd be a good idea if they fail it, they all die apart from the doctor or somebody, and they can bring them back to life, because I'm not that mean. Then they come back through this room, into this room with a plant, which we didn't see. If you would have touched the plant before, the plant is poisonous and moving, and it poisons you. Now, when they're in this room, every time it's the bad person's go, you add a little bit to the plant, and they'll be like, oh. And the plant grows and grows, and when they come back into this room, the plant is massive and poisonous and coming to kill them. And over here you've got the spiders coming in, maybe you've got a zombie there or something coming in. So they're trapped. Actually, I do like the zombies coming in there. So they barricade the door, they've got the fireplace, they've got the plant. And the idea is to maybe grab a chair, put it on a fire, throw it at the plants to get their way through. Shooting does nothing, knife does nothing. And they get through, and they get through the zombie dogs, and they're out, and they win, and they breathe. Sigh of breath. It seems quite hard. I will try to give an example for this later, like I said. When I've done it with a class, it's been fantastic. and I had to make sequels to it. With one student, I'm not too sure it'll work, but we'll give it a go so you can have a look. I won't be able to play it again until next Halloween, I think. So that's why I'm doing it now. This Silent Hill one that I made, yeah, that really was good. But this is this basic one for now. And when I eventually get to play the Silent Hill one again, I'll let you see that. I even made a Necronomicon and everything for it, all these different laminated maps. Yeah, important to laminate. You can play it again in the future. And if you do want to play it again in the future, just get a piece of paper or a notepad or something and think about your scenarios. What happens in each room? How can you make it easier, harder, more exciting? And students will really get into it. At first, they'll be a little bit like, what am I doing? What's going on? Especially when there's just one room down and not much happening. But then when it all kicks in, they get really into it. And a lot of language is used. For lower levels, obviously not suitable because they don't know the language to use with this. But the higher levels, you'll get all sorts coming through. And if someone uses their imagination and they say, you know, they got the gate, climb over the gate to get out, obviously commend it, and in some situations allow it. They being they call it a dungeon master or something, a DM. But in some examples like the gate, don't let them over. But it's good for letting them have their imagination and creative thinking. Because what I find, especially in China, is the students are just force-fed and they have no imagination at all. And that's why at first in this game, they're a little bit like the zombies they're going to fight. Whereas towards the end, they are very creative with it. If you want any of the resources, please send me a message. I'll get them to you. I'll try and explain it as best as I can. Again, watch the example. If you do play it, hopefully you have a really good time with it. Time-wise, it should take minimum an hour and a half. Absolute minimum an hour and a half. 2 hours, I wouldn't really play anymore because the windows steam up. It gets quite stressful for the students. Okay, enjoy it.